Hello from the Colorado and Northwestern. As you can see, I've done some work on the tunnel portals. The one on the right is supposed to be a little older and is on the Denver and Rio Grande line. We've got some hikers up here, some climbers. See if I can zoom in without a lot of trouble. And of course, the mine over here, I've got to build some mine carts. Just haven't had time. And then the town, we've spent quite a bit of time on it. I need a gas station. May have to add one. The thing I am the most chuffed about, the thing I'm the most happy about, is this eroded hillside over here. It is part of my Hogback Ridge, they're called. And as you can see, we have layers protruding vertically or nearly vertically, but then it's eroded away down here with the sparse rain and the wind, probably more the wind than anything else. And it begins over here and runs along behind the buildings. It's kind of a low spot there. Starts to protrude right here. Then we have the eroded hillside, and it continues on. I'm fascinated with hogback ridges. I'll explain it to you later. Other things that have happened on the layout, I'm going to move the camera. We now have the F3 A unit, and a B unit. They both have motors in them. The sound is in the B unit. I wanted sound in both of them, but they talked me out of it. They said there's no way to put a delay between one and the other. I guess they'd have to be able to talk to each other to do that. The B unit will run on its own, and that's a terrible sight. Looks like a chicken with its head cut off. And you probably noticed, let me move a train out of the way here. Let him cool his jets over there. Yeah, it's got a cool down period. Over here on the station, we have some interesting things going on. We have a Coke machine, so thirsty travelers can have a ice cold Coca-Cola. We've got a little guy here, some people over here. We've got a couple and their little girl over here. Lots of fun. There's also a couple up at the outskirts station. We won't try to get down there right now, but you may see it in future videos. Of course, we've got our crossing signs, and I've spent too much time on Farland because that's on the wrong side. Should be over here. This one should be over here. But they're glued in, so they're going to stay this way. I did the same thing down on the double track crossing over by the grain elevator. I was able to move one. The other one was going to break if I pulled any harder, so I just left it. It's not a big deal. I suppose some purist is going to say, oh, you can't do that. Well, I can, and I did. I just don't want to tear them up. There's a long story there about trying to get them in, and they say interesting things, but you can only read it under a microscope. So, for instance, railroad crossing, look out for the cars. Well, they're talking about railroad cars, but one could be confused in the modern age. So let's go talk about hogback ridges for a while. We're at my computer now. I've switched over to a Google Maps, and this is a satellite view, and I'm zooming way out from the area I live in. Out there's the mountain peaks with snow on them at the top of the screen. And then if we zoom in to an area that I know has some hogback ridges, well, I know lots of areas that have them. This is just a very convenient one, and you can see it now. There they are. There's the hogbacks. And I just find them totally, let me shift that over there a little bit. I just find them fascinating. It's where the sedimentary layers have been tilted and twisted to the point that they are almost vertical. And when that happens, you get these multiple layers that are eroding. There, you can see it really clearly right here. You can see layer after layer of stone that is turned at a very strange angle. That's a hogback ridge. That's what's going to form one, because some of those stones are much heavier than others, and they're going to remain as the wind and the rain erodes it. And then you have a few layers of very hard rock standing up around other rock that's much softer and erodes away, and it leaves an amazing formation. I didn't know about hogback ridges till I moved to Colorado. I mean, maybe they're in other places, I don't know, but I'd never heard of them till I moved here, and I've been sort of fascinated with them ever since. So that's what I'm trying to duplicate down on the layout. Here's a couple other screenshots of different hogback ridges in a different area. There's some really severe ones, but I couldn't get a good angle on them to snap a screenshot. Okay, enough geology for today. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.